5, solving equation notes, solving linear equations. We will have one answer, infinitely many answers, or no answers, no solution. First thing we want to do is get our x's on the same side. So I'm going to subtract the 2x. It's going to give me x minus 5 equals 7. I'm going to add the 5. I get x equals 12. This one requires a little more. I'm going to distribute the negative 3. The x is just coming down. So it's negative 6x minus 9 equals 8 minus 5x. I'm going to combine like terms. That gives me negative 5x minus 9 equals 8 minus 5x. I'm going to add the 5x to both sides. Looky what happens. I get negative 9 equals 8. Okay, that's false. So that's no solution. If by chance you added the 9 over, you would get 0 equals 17. That is also false, and that's no solution. Side note, if you get something like 0 equals 0 or 10 equals 10, something that is true, that is infinite number of solutions. Extraneous solution is a solution that does not satisfy the original equation. Remember your restrictions on the domain. So take your denominator, 5x plus 4, and it can't equal 0. Subtract 4. 5x can't be negative 4. Divide by 5. X can't be negative 4/5. So if we get an answer of negative 4/5, then that's an extraneous. Okay, and that wouldn't work. This one's easy enough to do because it's a fraction equaling a fraction. Where over here on example 4, there's a plus sign, so it's not just one fraction. So once we get here, we can then cross multiply if we want to. We do 3 times 5x minus 4. Notice the parentheses. And it equals 2 times 5x plus 4. I'm going to distribute 15x minus 12 equals 10x plus 8. I'm going to get my x's the same side, subtracting the 10x. 5x minus 12 equals 8. I'm going to add 12. 5x equals 20. Divide by 5. X equals 4. That is not my restriction, so I get x equals 4. If I plug that in quickly, I get 5 times 4, which is 20, minus 4, which is 16. So I have 16 in the numerator. 5 times 4, which is 20, plus 4 is 24. 16 over 24, divide them both by 8, and I get 2/3. And that's what it is. So that one works. So I could always check as well. Not necessarily though. Here, so you can do a couple different things. You can get a common denominator and then have no denominator, or you can clear the fraction. So this denominator, it factors. 2 numbers multiply give you 8, and add to give you negative 6. Since it's negative 6, they both have the same sign. So I get x minus 4, x minus 2. So if I'm going to clear the fraction, okay, or I'm getting the common denominator, think about that you're getting the common denominator. You're technically needs the whole thing, x minus 4 times an x minus 2. Whatever you do to one side of the equal sign, you do to the other. So this is why you're allowed to just multiply and show it. On this side, on the left side, it just cancels. leaving you, because we just factored that, leaving you just the 2. Over here on the right side, the x minus 4 would cancel, leaving you the x minus 2. Now think about that. If you need the common denominator, this one needs the x minus 2, so you just need the x minus 2. So you have 1 times x minus 2. Now you do the next one. So you go here, x minus 2 you have, so you just need the x minus 4. Think about it. If you've got the common denominator, this needs x minus 4, right? So you have then plus 2 times x minus 4. Clean that up. So if you got the common denominator, now they have the common denominators. This is what you have in the numerators. So you get x minus 2 plus 2x minus 4. I get 1x and 2x, which is 3x. I have negative 4. Oh, I'm in math jail. Come get me out. Look what I did. I didn't multiply. That should be negative 8. So now I have negative 2 minus 8, and I get negative 10. I'm going to add the 10 over. I get 12 equals 3x. Divide by 3. X is 4. Okay. So now let's look at our restrictions, because I didn't do those at the beginning. Set your denominators. They can't equal 0. So over here, they can't be 0. So x minus 4 can't be 0, and x minus 2 can't be 0. That means x cannot equal 4 or 2. Wah, wah. We got a 4. You would write the word extraneous. You get a point for that. So this one doesn't have any other solutions, so this one has no solution. It might say DNE on WebAssign, does not exist. Okay, so if it says no solution, make sure you type the no solution. All right, quadratics. Factoring, so we know how to factor and we're going to solve. So notice it has the equal sign. So I'm going to do the grouping. If you're a guess and checker, you go right ahead. You'll be done before us. So 2 times negative 3 is negative 6. I need 2 numbers that multiply to give me negative 6. Same 2 numbers are going to subtract, meaning one is positive and one is negative, to give me negative 5. So the 2 and the 3 don't work because they subtract to give you a 1 or a negative 1. So other numbers that multiply to give you 6 are 1 and 6. You need a negative 5, so you need a negative 6 and a positive 1. Keep the 2x squared. Now I'm going to put plus 1x, or x, minus 6x, and then minus 3. Group. Put your first 2 together, second 2 together, put a plus sign. Remember your equal sign. What's in common out of the first 2? X. Like, take out 2x plus 1. Out of the second 2, take out the negative, and it's 3, and it's 2x plus 1. Remember your equal sign equals 0. If you lose that, you lose a point. What's in common? 2x plus 1. What's left? X minus 3. Remember your equal sign. Take each factor, 2x plus 1, set it equal to 0. X minus 3 equals 0. Subtract the 1 on this one. 2x equals negative 1. Divide by 2. X equals negative 1/2. Add the 3 on this one. X equals 3. Enter as a comma separated list on WebAssign. So x equals negative 1/2 and 3. Now this one, remember the domain for a polynomial is all real numbers, so I don't have to check. No extraneous answers. Completing the square. So completing the square is a big concept that we want to make sure we've got down. Completing the square, it's easiest when your leading coefficient is 1. That means that you have a 1 here, technically in front of the x squared, or x squared is by itself. Okay, they might factor, but we'll talk about that in a minute. For completing the square, first thing you do is move your constant over. So you get x squared plus 4x. I'm going to leave a space. equals 32 because I added the 32 to both sides. And now I'm going to add something to both sides to complete the square. Okay. To complete the square means I want a perfect square there where 32 was not a perfect square. To complete the square, you take your b term divided by 2 and then square it. So I'm taking 4 divided by 2, squaring it. 4 divided by 2 is 2. 2 squared is 4. Oh, they just happen to be the same. It's not always that. So now it's a perfect square. Perfect square, perfect square. Okay. This factors what two numbers multiply to give you 4 and add to give you 4. It factors to an x plus 2 times an x plus 2, which we write as x plus 2 quantity squared, which means the parentheses, x plus 2 is in parentheses and then squared. We want to be able to go right from that step to that step if possible. 32 plus 4 is 36. Now to get rid of the square, you undo it by taking the square root. Remember, we physically took the square root, so we get plus or minus the square root of 36. We should know what that is. That's plus or minus 6. This, the square root and the square cancel out, leaving you x plus 2. Then I would subtract 2. Okay, this is the same thing. Now you're like, well, now what do you do? So this, some people have a hard time with this, so I'm going to erase this. And it's the same thing as saying x plus 2 equals 6, x plus 2 equals negative 6. First one, subtract 2, x equals 4. Next one, subtract 2, and you get x equals negative 8. Comma separated list, x equals 4, comma negative 8, so that's what you would enter on the web assignment. Let's try it again. Move your constant over. X squared minus 8x plus blank equals, add the 4 over, 4 plus blank. You have to complete the square. So we're completing it with the negative 8. Negative 8 divided by 2, square it. That's negative 4, square it. Negative 4 squared is 16. We're adding positive 16 to both sides. This then factors what two numbers multiply to give you 16 and add to give you negative 8. It should be the same number. X minus 4 quantity squared. Some people might need a step in between, so let me get you there. That's x minus 4 times x minus 4, which is x minus 4 squared. 4 plus 16 is 20. Take the square root of both sides. Remember your plus and minus. Square root of 20 breaks down. 4 times 5. Square and square root cancels. Square root of 4 is 2. Let's look how we put that. We put plus or minus. Since it's the square root of 4, that goes before, so we have the plus or minus, then the square root of 4 is 2, then the square root of 5. It does not go 2 plus or minus the square root of 5. Bad math. All right, so we have x minus 4, two equations. X minus 4 equals 2 square root of 5. X minus 4 equals negative 2 square root of 5. Add your 4 over. You can't add 2 square root of 5 and 4 together, so you just write 4 plus 2 square root of 5. Add the 4 over. And you get 4 minus 2 square root of 5. Comma separated list, x equals 4 plus 2 square root of 5, comma 4 minus 2 square root of 5. Quadratic formula. It needs to be in the form ax squared plus bx plus c equals 0. Here's your quadratic formula. Negative b plus or minus square root b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. So this first one I need to subtract the 6x. So I get 9x squared minus 6x minus 37 equals 0. A is 9. B, take the sign with it, negative 6. C, negative 37. Negative b means take the opposite side of the b, so opposite sign, so it's -6, so it becomes +6. Plus or minus square root b squared, -6 squared, minus, notice parentheses. If you don't put in parentheses, you're going to get it wrong. 4 times a, which is 9, times c, which is -37. Notice my square root goes all the way over. If I stop my square root here, I'm going to get it wrong. Draw my line all over. Look at my line. My line takes care of the whole thing. If you only draw it like part way, like there, or you only draw it here, okay, just there, that's wrong. All the way over 2 times a is 9. That gives me 6 plus or minus square root. If you want to do this in parts, -6 squared is 36. -4 times 9 times -37 is a positive, and that gives me 1,332 as I plugged in on my calculator. 2 times 9 is 18. Remember, you cannot cancel those. Why? Because this has a plus sign. 36 plus 1,332 is the square root of 1,368. Okay, all over 18. 1,300 square root of 1,368, undo, breaks down to 36 times 37. Nope, times 38. Square root of 36 is 6. Square root of 38 does not break down because that's 2 and 19. So we now have 6 plus or minus 6 square root of 38 all over 18. These three numbers have to have something in common. You cannot use the inside. It has to be on the outside, down below, and the left. It has to be all three. Divide them all by 6, and you get 1 plus or minus square root of 38 divided by 3. This is your answer, your comma separated list. 1 plus the square root of 38 all over 3, comma 1 minus the square root of 38 all over 3. Next one's close in the order. It's a little mixed up, so it's x squared plus 8x minus 10 equals 0. A is 1, B is 8, C is -10. Negative b, change the sign of the b, -8 plus or minus square root b squared, 8 squared minus 4 times a, which is 1, times c, which is -10, all over 2 times a, which is 1. -8 plus or minus square root, I get 64 plus 40 all over 2. 64 plus 40 is 104. -8 plus or minus square root 104 over 2. Remember, you need to break this down. Okay? Square root of 104 is the same thing as the square root of 4 times the square root of 26. So this becomes -8 plus or minus the square root of 4 is 2. Square root of 26 we don't know. All over 2. Now we look. Outside, outside, and the outside one. Outside, the down below, and the outside. They all have something in common. Divide them all by 2. -8 plus or minus square root of 26. That's what x is. So comma separated lists. I didn't divide -8. Oh, divide. That jail. Get me out. -4. I didn't divide my -8. Sorry. Comma separated list. -4 plus the square root of 26, comma, -4 minus the square root of 26. Next page. Solving a radical. You have to get the radical by itself. Notice this one has a negative out in front. So to get the radical by itself, it's just this part has to be by itself. That means you're going to have to do something with that negative. Okay. I'm going to subtract a 4. I get negative square root of 24 minus 10x equals x minus 4. I'm going to divide by the negative 1. That means I divide everything by negative 1. I divide the x by negative 1 and the 4. So I get negative x plus 4 equals the square root of 24 minus 10x. To get rid of a square root, we square both sides. That gives me 24 minus 10x. This one, remember, you can do the easy thing or you can multiply it. Negative x plus 4 times negative x plus 4. Easy way, square the first one, so that's x squared. Multiply them, negative x times 4 is negative 4x, double it, negative 8x. And then 4 squared is 16. Okay. It's a quadratic, so get everything on the same side. Subtract 24, add 10x. Subtract 24, add 10x. I'm going to run out of room. I'm going to go there. So I get 0. Cancels, so you're left with 0. Equals x squared plus 2x minus 8. Now I'm going to look to see if I can factor. Is there two numbers that can multiply to give me negative 8? And subtract to give me 2. That's an x plus a 4, x minus a 2. So x plus 4 equals 0, x minus 2 equals 0, x equals 4, and x equals 2. All right, what's our rule for square roots? Inside the square root, right, it has to be greater than or equal to 0. So my square root for my domain, 24 minus 10x, needs to be greater than or equal to 0. Subtract the 24, negative 10x greater than or equal to negative 24. Divide by negative 10. Switch the inequality. X is less than or equal to. I can divide by 2. So is less than or equal to 12/5. If you need to know what that is, what do we have? Less than or equal to 12/5. So it has to be less than or equal to 2 point, if you want a decimal. Are they both less than or equal to 2.4? What about the 4? Oh, it should be negative 4. Oh, negative 4. Minus 4. So negative 4 is, they both are. Oh, so this has two answers. None of them are extraneous. X equals negative 4, comma 2. You could also just plug them in and check. Plug in the negative 4. That's going to turn that positive. So positive plus a positive is going to be a positive under there. Yay. Plug in the 2. That's going to be 20. 24 minus 20 is 4. That's positive. Yay. Okay, solving rational exponents. You multiply by you raise it to the power of the reciprocal. So the reciprocal of 3/2 is 2/3. 2/3. Okay. When you do that, that just leaves you as x minus 5. This is then power over root. That means the cube root of 8, and I'm squaring it. Cube root of 8 is 2. 2 squared is 4. Add 5. X equals 9. All right, so you plug it in and check. 9 minus 5 is 4 to the power of 3/2. Remember, so since that's a square root, x minus 5 has to be greater than or equal to 0. Add 5. X is greater than or equal to 5. And 9 is greater than or equal to 5. So check. Boom. All right, another rational one, factoring. The smallest one, none of them are negative, is the x minus 1 to the 1/3. Ooh, I also can take out a 2, and I can take out one of the x's. Tricky, 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 tricky. So I'm going to take out 2x, x minus 1 to the 1/3. So I left myself a little room to write it. I'm taking out a 2x, x minus 1 to the 1/3. I'm taking out a 2x, x minus 1 to the 1/3. All right, on that first one, that leaves me with 2x. On the second one, it leaves me with a 3. And then a 4/3 minus a 1/3 is a 3/3, which is just 1. So it leaves me also an x minus 1. Remember your equals 0. Okay? So we need to simplify that inside. The outside stays 2x, x minus 1 to the 1/3. In here, it's 2x plus 3x minus 3 equals 0. 2x plus 3x is 5x minus 3. 2x, x minus 1 to the 1/3. All right, I got 3 factors. First factor is 2x. 2x equals 0. Divide by 2. X equals 0. Okay. X minus 1 all to the 1/3 equals 0. Raise it to the power of 3. If you want the reciprocal, it's 3 over 1, which is just 3. 0 to the 3rd power is just 0. That's x minus 1. Add 1. X equals 1. What's my other one? 5x minus 3 equals 0. Add 3. Divide by 5. I get 3/5. So I have 3 answers. My domain for a cube root function, remember, is all real numbers, because you can take the cube root of a negative number. So my comma separated list is 0, 1, 3/5. Absolute value equations, remember they have 2 answers. Absolute value by itself. So it is. So we do not change the inside. Do not change inside signs of the absolute value. 3x plus 2 equals 28, and 3x plus 2 equals negative 28. The reason why is because I can have 2 answers in there that are 28 and negative 28 inside, and the absolute value will make it negative. We'll make it positive. We'll make a negative positive. We don't change the plus sign. Okay, that's bad math. So we don't do that. We just change the outside sign of the equal sign. Subtract 2. 3x equals 26. Divide by 3. X equals 26/3. Subtract 2. 3x equals negative 30. Divide by 3. X equals negative 10. So I get 2 answers. X equals 26/3 and negative 10.